Hey, it's Bill. Let me ask you something. What season or change or transition are you going through right now in life? I think all of us know that if there's one thing, one constant about life, is that it's always changing. Maybe you're going through, you're just transitioning from working in an office to working from home, or maybe you're transitioning into a new career. Maybe you're going through a relational transition, or just transitioning from spring to summer and now putting your garden in. We're always going through changes and transitions. Myself, my son just graduated and he's our one and only. And I'll be honest, I thought I was ready for that change. I thought I was ready for that transition, but man, I find that I'm struggling a lot with moving from this season or time of our chapter of our lives where we've seen Joel grow and be involved in sports and grow and learn academically and invest a lot of times watching him play basketball and interact with friends and having him at home. And here we are now seeing him transition into a whole new season, a whole new chapter, becoming an adult in his own right. And it has not been easy for me to, or at least as easy as I thought it would be, to make that transition. I've had a lot of good cries over the past month, reflecting back on that past season that's been so significant to us as, to Moe and I as his parents. And it brought to mind the reality that life is full of transitions. And one of the things that Henry Cloud writes about in a book that was particularly meaningful to me, a book entitled Necessary Endings, is that he talks about the fact you need to make endings a normal occurrence and a normal part of business and of life, seeing it literally as normal. Why? Well, because life is full of cycles and seasons. Life is composed of cycles and seasons. And they're built into the nature of everything. And just as for those of you who plant gardens, there's the season of spring and planting and buying the seeds and cultivating the ground and getting the seeds planted. That transitions into summer, where now you're directing resources to making sure those plants continue to grow and be healthy. You're weeding, you're protecting those plants from, pestilence and insects and rabbits and, other animals that chew the tops off your leaves. And then that gives way to what? Fall, where you move from nurturing and growing those plants to now harvesting the fruit, harvesting the vegetables. And you got to make sure that you get the harvest in before frost comes and you maximize the harvest. And then once the harvest is done, that transitions into winter, where you kind of take stock on the last growing season. You clean all the implements that you use to do the planting. You see how you made out, what your yield was like. You look at financials. You do all those things. Farmers do all of those things in the process of harvesting, planting and harvesting crops. That's much like life. Life is full of seasons. And every season has an element to it that is really special, sacred, significant, memorable. And for all of us, part of transitioning from one season, one opportunity, one situation, one relationship to another is the reality that there are things that we're letting go of that were really significant to us, and they're not easy to let go of. But if you can see change as normal and necessary and healthy, it helps us navigate these challenges much more effectively. Just as my son, I have had, and many of you are parents as well, amazing memories as you look back throughout your child's life. And they're sacred. We carry them with us our whole life long. But we also know that it is both healthy to remember and to cry and celebrate those memories, and at the same time, look forward to a new season, a new chapter filled with new opportunities and a new time of planting and growing and harvesting that we get to look forward to. So if you're transitioning from one situation to another, and we're always going through seasons of transition and change. I encourage you, if you're struggling with making that transition, know when it's time to say when. Know when that season is done. Mourn it appropriately. Celebrate the good things that you remember about that. And retool. Look forward to the next chapter and the next season, knowing that there is a great purpose, there's great life, there are many things that you're going to look forward to, and new opportunities that you are going to discover in this next season. And I think if you can do that, both you and myself, we can deal with change in a much more healthy way. I hope that helps. Have a great day.